All right, we might as well get started. Get started at the topic that's on everybody's mind today, winter driving conditions. So being at the first snowfall of the year, VicPD wants to issue a reminder for motorists to exercise extra caution on the roadways today and for the following week. As the cold spell continues, more snow is expected in the coming days. The past 2 mornings in Victoria and Esquimalt, residents woke up to snow-covered roads and reports of slippery road conditions. So opposed to our counterparts in Saanich and West Shore, we did not see a rash of weather-related collisions. There was a collision this morning in Esquimalt between a van and a cyclist. The cyclist was struck while traveling down Lamson Street by the van turning east onto Devonshire Road. The cyclist was taken to hospital and the crash team was on scene to investigate. The driver has been issued a ticket for failure to yield. So the extent of the weather, what role it played in this collision is still left to speculation. However, important reminder to slow down, maintain a safe stopping distance, don't follow too close, and accelerate and brake with ease. There are a few resources if you're looking to stay around town or if you're traveling. Road Safety BC on Twitter gives advice, links, and messages for road safety, as well as Drive BC if you're looking for the latest updates. They provide weather conditions, road closures, all on social media.
What time was that crash on Wednesday?
It was this morning. Mike, do you recall the time?
It's just after 7.
Oh, just after 7.
And what was the second one? Okay.
Thought I had it here. No, I don't have it here.
Middle-aged.
Yeah,
The male or female?
Male.
male.
Which direction on Wednesday?
I don't know.
Cyclist was heading north, vehicle is traveling south. Vehicle turning onto Devonshire.
Thank you. Next one we have is officers' actions save a distraught man. So the common collected actions by 2 VicPD officers likely saved a distraught man during a tense situation on Thursday night. Happened around 4 p.m. at the Ross Bay Cemetery. Officers were locked in a tense situation with a distraught man who was wielding a large butcher knife. The police located the man after receiving a call from a concerned friend that he was going to the cemetery to do harm to himself. A 38-year-old man held the knife against his wrist and abdomen and was threatening to kill himself. He also challenged the officers, that you're going to have to kill me or I'm going to do it by myself. Officers spent time, built a rapport, and negotiated with the man through this tense situation. The man eventually calmed down and surrendered the knife. He was apprehended under the Mental Health Act and brought up to the hospital. It's a great relief to our officers that it could come to a peaceful resolution. And it's always these extremely anxious moments for our officers when presented these situations. Hopefully this man is now getting the assistance he needs.
I'm familiar with this, there was no need to use it, a taser or any kind of force.
No, they were able to talk him down.
The control.
Yes,
Can you tell us more about the man?
38-year-old man. Yes.
How were you, how did you find out that he was in distress and you called
We were called by his friend. Yeah.
And roughly how long did it take for officers to calm him down to the point where?
I'm trying to think. I don't have a time frame in the call, so I'm just going by memory of what it was. I think it was like a little over half an hour.
And is that something that you guys receive training in regularly?
As far as negotiation, things like that, we do receive our basic training. Scenarios very similar to this, but a lot of officers are able to take courses. We do offer them both in-house and through the Justice Institute for negotiating and things like that. So.
And so do we know if one of the officers involved here had
Not a
taken
trained.
one of those extra
Neither one of them was a
courses?
trained negotiator with VicPD. No.
Was there drinking involved?
I don't know. All right, and finally, we have the VicPD Athletic Association basketball tournament recap. So Saturday night, the 33rd annual VicPD High School Basketball Tournament concluded. The Lambert Park girls and Oak Bay boys were crowned tournament champions. For Lambert Park, it was their second straight championship, and Chelsea Strandland was named MVP. Oak Bay boys defeated the host, St. Michael's, in a thrilling final game. Kaz Kobashai was named MVP. A full recap, including tournament all-stars, is posted on the VicPD website. And the tournament is put on by the VicPD Athletic Association. That association supports amateur sports, events, and fosters a positive relationship between the police and youth. I'd like to take this time to thank the organizing committee and also extend thanks to St. Michael's University, and particularly Lindsay Brooks and Ian Hyde Lay for hosting and organizing the tournament. All right. I have a file update for you as well. It's to do with the aggravated sexual assault that I released on Friday. So Edward Berman, B-U-R-M-A-N, the 31-year-old West Shore man who was arrested Friday, was remanded into custody until his court appearance tomorrow. Berman has been formally charged with assault causing bodily harm, aggravated sexual assault, and robbery in relation to this file.
I'm assuming you haven't linked him to any other cases, like in Canada or anything like that?
No, not to my knowledge. He still does remain a suspect in the 2009 robbery, but we're still working through that.
Will Victoria Police be looking at his DNA and looking at current open files in the region?
That's what we're able to use the VI-Class office for. They look at DNA links. They also help us with certain attributes of any case. So if somebody wore a certain type of clothing, they're able to link that across the spectrum. So they're a huge, huge resource for us and all police departments across Canada.
So, but a current open file with Victoria would have to be, the decision would have to be made to send it to them, and then they would take whatever steps and possibly link it up?
Well, whatever file we have, no matter how small, if it has any sexuality in nature, with be it the bus stop masturbator that we had last year, anything, no matter how small, a VI-Class report is sent in. And that goes to the RCMP Behavioral Sciences. They're able to do their links there, and that's what the resource is. So we also do submit it for any violent offenses, so anything that does have, meets that threshold, we submit as well for a VI-Class. All right.
So that arrested on Thursday, right? Not Friday.
Yes, he was remanded on Friday. We arrested on Thursday, remanded on Friday. Sorry, did I say that he was arrested on Friday? Yes, sorry. Arrested Thursday, remanded on Friday. My apologies. All right.
Oh, sorry, with that one, do you guys have any information about how the victim is currently doing, and if she's been notified that this man has been arrested?
I know she's been notified, but I don't know, like I know that our officers are in constant contact with her. So I'm assuming she's up to date on the file, but I don't know for sure. All right. Thank you.
Do you need to get an update on that?
Yes, no, I wasn't able to get an update on that, no.
If I may, the copper theft from last week, and then I've been talking to DC Hydro, and they said there was 2 in Esquimalt. I'm wondering if you can tell me about the second one that was discovered, and if there's anything new there we've found any more theft.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about the second one in Esquimalt. I still don't know. We are investigating one right now. Officers are on scene, so I don't have any other information other than that. We're still waiting for a report back from forensics who went there. So
Is there on scene right now?
right now,
Where is that?
Quadra and Tormy.
And when was that called into you guys, do you know?
Well, I got the call about 10 minutes before walking in here.
That they've had another theft.
So I have no idea how much, I have no idea if there's
Were they
anything at the
saying
scene.
there's underground?
Yes,
situation?
underground,
So
yes.
can you do a summary of just police are investigating and at this point don't know the extent of the theft, but, did respond to Copper and told me whatever your block.
Yes, I can. So police have responded to another theft of copper wire. Let me try that again for you, Jenna. VicPD is responding to another theft of copper wire. It's in the area of Quadra and Tolmy. Our officers are on scene right now, but being it's very early in the investigation, I don't have any description of evidence or anything that was taken yet. So we'll still be working through it. We have forensic identification services down there along with our patrol officers, and we'll go from there.
So did BC Hydro call it in?
I don't know who called it in, Katie.
And sorry, as far as you're aware, how many does this make in recent memory then for Victoria Police?
Well, if you're reporting a second in Esquimalt, that'd make this a total of third. I'd have to look it up and just double check though. But 2 for sure that I know of.
This tends to be heavy insulated wire. Has anybody ever found a stash of rubber insulation discarded anywhere?
Well, ever, yes. In relation to this, not that I know of.
It hasn't.
That you've found wire peelings, yes. I've found it. People have found it. It does happen, right? But in relation to this file specifically, I don't have any knowledge of that being found. I think the important thing here is that, when talking with BC Hydro, they pay people to put wire in, to do repairs down there. So if you're around and you're seeing somebody take wire out, that's when you need to call the police, because they're not paying anybody to take wire out, only put it in. So that's a key point for everybody to keep in mind. So we certainly appreciate any calls. If you see anything suspicious, either to our line at 250-995-7654 or our Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS, 8477.
With this, maybe you can comment in that it seems like now we currently have 3 separate departments in the region, all with their own individual files investigating this separately. How will everybody work together to make sure information is flowing and hopefully we can solve this?
Well, we've done it before on many investigations. This one's no different, where we're certainly liaising with Saanich and West Shore. As far as I can recall from the information, West Shore has had the largest theft, and that was up by the rec center there. So we're certainly in conversation with them. We're certainly liaise with them all the time about any evidence or anything that we collect. And at the end of the day, we're working very closely with BC Hydro, all 3 departments right now. So it's a good way to keep this information flowing.
Is this the kind of thing where you guys would consider, dedicating a lead agency?
I don't know what the investigative steps are going to be at this point. I know that we're working on it right now with our property cars and working on with BC Hydro and the other agencies. So.